Welcome to Liquid Courage, candid conversations that give you an inside look into Canada's entertainment industry. I'm your host, Amanda Pereira. Every episode, I sit down with ridiculously talented folks from right here in Canada. And with some liquid courage, I ask the questions we're all dying to know. From career wins to total faceplants, hilarious missteps to surprising breakthroughs, and behind-the-scenes tips you can actually use. These chats remind us we're all just figuring it out. So why not do it together? Today, I sit down with Laura Ramoso as we sip on some non-alcoholic beer together. Laura is a brilliant German-Italian comedian who I met years ago after she moved to Toronto to pursue a career in comedy. Since then, her work has exploded internationally thanks to her unforgettable online sketches, including her viral character impressions of her German mom and her Italian dad. In 2023, she performed an entirely sold-out run at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and London Soho Theatre with her critically acclaimed second solo special, Frances, and was later named a 2023 Just for Laughs New Face of Comedy. Just last year, she embarked on her first international tour with her third solo special, Sit Up Straight, performing more than 60 sold-out shows throughout Australia, New Zealand, Europe, the UK, Canada, and the US. Most recently, she opened for Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, yep, I said that right, on their Restless Leg tour in Boston. And she is currently getting ready to head back out on an international tour next year with her fourth solo special, the Calm Down Tour. She's been working out material for this upcoming tour here in Toronto, and I recently had the chance to check it out, and oh my God, so funny, so original, and she received a full standing ovation for a work-in-progress show, which totally speaks to the caliber of show that Laura puts on. She just recently added some more work-in-progress show dates here in Toronto for December, so if you're in the city, I highly suggest you check them out. I'll make sure to include a link to that in the episode description. And if during this conversation you hear something referenced, like a TV show or a podcast that we say is amazing and you want to check it out, don't worry, I got you covered. Check the episode description and I've linked everything there for you. Hi, Laura, officially.
Hi.
Hi. Hello. I love that we got the same partake. Did you also get the IPA? Which one did you get?
I got the blonde.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I can't drink an IPA. I don't have the palate. I'm not cool enough.
I haven't had a beer in a while because I have had to stay away from gluten for like a year or so. And God, I miss beer. And I haven't had beer in a while. And when I was looking at Partake, because it's gluten friendly, I was like, fuck, I don't remember what kind of beers I like. So I don't even know if I can stomach an IPA.
Well, we'll find out today.
Do you want to try and crack this on our mics together?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Perfect.
Such a satisfying sound. My fear is always, every single time I do that, I imagine the tab like just slicing my finger off.
Oh,
Which
that would be a different,
done.
but you would have to finish the podcast, obviously.
I would have to finish the whole interview. I wonder if I would tell you or not. I think I would. I feel the desire to for people to have context at all times. I think I would let you know.
Oh, yeah. Or I would know. I feel like your blood would be slowly draining from your face.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you are an observational comedy, so I'm pretty sure you would observe it and notice right away.
Absolutely, I would make a sketch about it. No problem.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
You have anything. You have my full consent for any of that. Does that ever happen where you make a sketch and then your friend or loved ones, I mean, other than your parents, are like, really, Laura? I know that's me.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I love that. Why not? I mean, they know.
And then sometimes I feel like, oh, I could really do this right now, but I won't do that. Sometimes I really wish I could do a therapist one, but I just can't in good conscience.
Do you think your therapist follows you on TikTok or Instagram and would see it?
I have no idea. I try to put myself in their shoes and think would I look it up? Would I look somebody up? Would I look any of my clients up?
Yeah.
First of all, what if they're lying to me? Would I look it up for some background context? Or do they just take what's being given to them in the room? I don't know.
I mean,
if I was a therapist, I would look people up for sure.
Yeah, I guess the thinking is they should just allow whatever is present in the room. But I wonder if my therapist has listened to any of the podcast episodes, or if she looks me up ever. I always wonder.
And then you come in next time and she's like,
Yeah. But there's never been anything that she said where I'm like, how would you know that? Unless you followed me online or something, Okay, I'm going to see if I can
Yeah.
handle an IPA.
Yeah, I think you can.
Thanks, Laura. I appreciate it.
I think
Oh,
you
it's
can.
it's very hoppy. I actually don't know what hops taste like, but that is what I think when people are saying it's hoppy.
Yeah,
Is
hops taste like this.
Yeah,
Ugh. That's
like heat in the
yeah.
back of your throat.
Ugh. Hops taste
So
like
good.
ugh.
This is an
Kind of like
ad for IPAs.
this is an ad for hops.
For hops, yeah, just for hops.
Mine's pretty easy drinking. It's a
Yeah,
blonde. So
a blonde. Love a
Mhm.
blonde. I do remember I love a blonde and an amber. Okay, so this is something I feel like I don't feel like, I know you have in researching you. You've been asked a million times, but I feel like it would just be helpful to like set the scene for people. So can you tell people how you got into comedy and performance?
Yes. So like how back are we going?
I know. I immediately, when I asked you, I was like, I shouldn't have put comedy and performance together. Okay, so let's start with theater school. That's
Where all
great.
good things begin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to theater school. I trained in the West Coast of Canada, and I really always thought I'd be a classical actor, theater actor, working stage actor. And it wasn't until we started doing, some comedic plays here and there that I realized I love these so much more. And then when I was ready to graduate with my bachelor's degree, I thought, okay, if I'm going to be an actor, then I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go keep training, and I'm going to audition for Juilliard to get my master's degree.
Okay, I have to ask you, like, is auditioning, my only reference of auditioning for Juilliard is number one, like thinking that it's terrifying. And then number two is the movie Save the Last Dance. Those are like my two.
Okay.
And when I was growing up, I thought that was the most intense audition that she was ever doing. And now, of course, no. So is it as scary? Is it like as scary and intense as people think it is?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
scary.
yeah.
I mean, especially because you're going in to most of the people I think who audition are very young, coming out of in their early 20s. And I think that's your first exposure to a professional audition unless you've been working before. And so it is scary. They ask you to prepare your contemporary classical pieces, a few monologues, and then you go in and you do it in front of a panel and they say thank you. And then they put the callback list on the wall like a movie. And then people have to go up and read it.
Are you serious? Like that is easily an email. Like I don't need to go look for my name. Oh, it even hurts my heart thinking of like getting close to the end of the list and just not seeing your name. Was your name on the paper?
I auditioned twice and my name was there the first time. So I did get called back the first time.
All right, Julia Stiles. Good job.
I know. And I did those dance moves.
Yeah, of course you did.
That movie's crazy.
It
and but the callback is right there. So you kind of audition all day and then you wait around and then the list and then the callback is immediate. It's right after you read the list. They call you back in to do some group movement work.
God.
Pretend to be an animal and all of that. And then
no,
they interview you.
What animal did you become?
An elephant for sure. An elephant, of course.
And did you notice how I said what animal did you become? Like I knew you were good. Like I
became an elephant. She
became that animal. So when they interview you, what kind of things are they asking you?
If I remember correctly, it's kind of why do you want to be in the business? What inspires you? Those kinds of questions. And
of course. Oh.
I don't know. I feel like being 20 or 21, you just have no idea. You're just like, well, because it seems cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I don't know. This is what I'm supposed to do. It's like in even the 7th grade, I remember them being like, what do you want to do when you grow up and why? I'm like, I don't know what any of this is like. This is the job I know is being in school. Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think you're just making something up.
Yeah.
But so that was the first time. It didn't go my way then. And that was, I feel like I'm jumping around, but that's when they audition every year. They hold auditions. Back then they did in like San Francisco, New York, in Chicago, a few places in the States. And I went down to San Francisco the first time. Yeah, I got called back, but then didn't get it in an email. That was weeks later. And then the next year I thought to audition again. I went to Chicago that time and completely bombed my audition in a catastrophic, like truly heard the air leave the room the moment I started. It was not good.
Did you know you knew in the moment?
I
Like for
knew.
yourself? Oh, no.
Oh, I knew I knew for other people because I started and I heard a judge sigh outwardly. He went, so I knew. Oh, I knew. Yeah.
Wait, at your performance?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
honestly? Like, what in what world? I get it. Maybe you're in auditions for a long time. These are young people. You cannot go ugh as they're auditioning. Did you look at the paper or did you just know that you weren't going to be on the paper?
Oh, I left.
No.
I did not look at that. There's no way I was going to be on a paper, on any paper, except
any
like
paper.
you need to get out of here paper.
Imagine they had that paper.
I
My
know
heart
you
would
got to
break.
get out of here.
Gotta
You're
get
on
out
the
of here.
don't come back list.
Yeah.
But
Ugh.
I mean, this story has a silver lining because that night I'd never been to Chicago before and I was really sad, obviously, from my bombed audition. And I went to go watch a show at the Second City in Chicago. And I'd never seen it before. I don't think I'd even heard about it before. And it blew my mind. And I had an epiphany at that theater. And then, then it kind of changed my life.
Wow. What do you think it was about the Second City main? I mean, I'm assuming it's main stage, but it could have been like, what was it about seeing a Second City sketch review that gave you such an epiphany? Like, what was it?
I just remember the feeling that these actors could do anything. They had us in the palm of their hands and they could do anything. They were like floating, like they were gods to me in that moment. And I was just so impressed by the production, and I was like wide-eyed, like mouth open. And I thought, yeah, this is possible. Like I didn't even know this kind of show was possible. So
Wow, our theater education is really doing us well. That
it
there's
really
not even
is.
just flagging in an email that Second City exists for students to know. Man,
Yeah.
so then you move to Toronto because there's a Second City location in Canada. I guess did it ever occur to you to move, or like did you ever entertain the idea of moving somewhere in the States where they had a Second City, or was it always Canada?
No, it was always Canada because I kind of felt like I was just starting out and I had no idea about anything. So I feel like it didn't even cross my mind to move to the States without, let's say, a school like Julia, like without an opportunity to go there specifically. So I moved to Toronto because of the Second City, and then I did end up doing a master's degree because my parents wanted me to. But
When I was like, oh, you were also at York for Masters of Business, I'm like, what?
because let me tell you this, all I wanted to do was do comedy and get a day job. And my stupid parents remember got a degree, which was very helpful to me and set me up. Thanks a lot. So yeah,
I know.
No, I'm very grateful and very lucky to have been able to do that. But yeah, I was just student by day, business student by day,
party improv kid by night.
By night.
Yeah.
Watch out.
And like once you moved here with the intention, and I understand you were also, of course, doing your master's, but like with the intention of pursuing being on main stage cast at Second City, like was it what you expected when you got here? The pursuit of that? Did it feel what you expected? It did, eh?
It did. Yeah. I was really in love with it. I was obsessed. I took every improv class, every sketch writing class, anything. I was just really doing it as much as possible. It was a really fun time. I mean, these were the pre-COVID years.
These were the pre-COVID years. Absolutely. That's where I think I met you at Bad Dog Theatre. I think like just at shows or something. And that would have been around the time, like before COVID. And I remember like you performing lots, like you were always around, like at Comedy Bar, Bad Dog, like all the places. And then COVID hits, and obviously none of us can perform live anymore. for a while, and you start creating and releasing solo sketches online, primarily on Instagram and TikTok, right, to begin with, or I guess also YouTube, like for all of them.
Yeah, TikTok first, and then Instagram, and then everything else came later.
And then everything else. And so when you're creating online content, like what is I'm curious because you have such a strong like improv background, but also sketch. What is your process like? Are you improvising while you're filming, and then you're like choosing your favorites? Are you sticking quite to the script? Like how much is figured out in the edit? What's sort of your process like?
Yeah, great question. So I
Thanks,
keep
Laura.
Good question. I'll let you know if it's bad.
Thank you. I want a grade after every single one.
Yes. So I keep a running list, like in my notes app on my phone, of character ideas or sketch ideas that just come to me. Whenever they come to me, I'll just write them down. And then when I feel like something has legs, I will beat it out. Like I'll just write out, certain lines or certain moments I really want in the sketch, and kind of beat out an arc for the sketch. Sometimes it's looser, and sometimes I really know what I want it to be. And then I'll film, and I just leave the camera. I'll let it record and shoot the lines from my script, but then I'm also improvising anything that comes up in the moment. So then in the edit, it's amazing because I go through a lot of raw footage. It's my dream. Improvised raw footage.
Sounds like the best way to spend your time.
I know. But then in the edit, then I'm making those final creative decisions of where to put lines to best serve the kind of rhythm and pacing of the sketch. And sometimes I write something out and I have an idea of how it's going to be, and then in the edit that completely changes. It really depends.
And like what's the length of the raw footage that you're getting, and then you're editing it down to how long? Like what's sort of the range?
On average, the raw footage that is being imported into my laptop computer,
I'm scared for you. Yeah.
is 1 to 2 hours.
Okay, great.
Yep.
And what is it going to end up at?
I wish short form content was 1 hour long. That'd be good.
And it was raw. Everything was just raw.
I wish it was really popular and shareable to just share a 1 hour descent into madness of a woman. And then so 1 to 2 hours, and then my videos are around a minute 30.
Just like, do you ever sorry, it's just editing this show or like editing any videos. Just like, oh my God, I just have to laugh. Like it's so much work. And I mean, I really think that's what people don't realize too, is that like they watch the minute thinking you filmed maybe a minute, 2 minutes. And it's like, no, it's like 120 of them. Like you got to but your use of the edit in executing the like comedic timing and the comedic beats in your sketches is so brilliant, Laura. Like truly, last night I was just like, oh yeah, I'm chatting with Laura tomorrow. I'm going to watch a bunch of her sketches again. And it makes me, I will go back just to watch an edit over and over again. Like you use edits so brilliantly that, anyway, you've really mastered the art of that. So maybe the hours of is all worth it.
Wow. Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Do you enjoy like the process of editing? Have you been able to find the joy in it yet?
Yes, I do. Ultimately, when there's just a period, it kind of goes in up and down. Like when I first sit down with some footage, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get into this.
Yeah.
And then I'm in it and I'm like, this is never going to work.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
And then slowly, as it starts taking shape, I get more excited to keep working on it. And then the release is the most exciting part because then the editing's done.
It's done. Yeah.
But sometimes it's to be just honest, we're being honest. Sometimes it's horrendous throughout. Sometimes it's really hard because it's not clear. It doesn't come as easily. Yeah. So honestly, sometimes I'm sitting, 10, 12 hours in an edit. So
yeah. And you're like, and I think that is so common with like any, I used to think about if I was like, let's say I was writing something to perform into, then it's going to go to the edit all the way through. I used to think that it was like beginning, middle, and end. And then a friend of mine was like, no, the story is one way when you're writing it. And then when you're filming it, it's filming is its own beginning and end and its own story. And in the edit, it's going to become its own story. And it might be completely different, like unrecognizable from the writing part. And that helped my brain so much because I would always approach reviewing an edit, or if I was editing something, is like, great, we're at home stretch, it's almost done. And it's like, no, girl.
Just started.
I'm a baby.
Barely.
I just started. The editing life has just started. This story is an infant, and we're going to have to figure out it's going to be a toddler, and it's going to be horrible, and it's going to be a teenager, and you're going to hate it, and all those things. And then you get to the end.
You're so right.
Yeah. I feel you. I absolutely feel you on that. Yeah. I'm curious. So you speak English, French, German, and Italian. And I wonder, like, which language do you feel you can express your comedic voice the best in? And I don't mean like because of vocabulary. I just mean like because of the language structure, maybe it just like resonates more with you.
Yeah. Great question. A plus.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I feel that in the jokes that I write and the sketches and premises that I write, my English comedic voice really wins out because it's how I first fell in love with comedy and where I learned comedy. Like I learned how to write comedy here. So I really feel like I'm funniest in English. But in the physicality of things, and sometimes the way in which I will perform a physical bit or write a physical bit, I definitely see my earlier like Italian comedy roots coming out.
Yeah. That's great.
And I don't have any German comedy
perfect.
coming
Great.
out.
Yeah. Nothing is, it's all staying inside. It's just staying trapped inside there. So a couple of your like most famous characters are your German mom and your Italian dad. As you just talked about your German side, Italian side. I'm curious, this is a little bit more of a mushy question, but I'm like curious, what has playing those characters that are inspired by your parents? I understand that they've like taken their own lives. What has playing those characters inspired by your parents like kind of taught you about either of them?
I think something that playing German mom has really taught me is I think growing up, I was like, Laura was the recipient of this person. And being able to kind of write comedy from that voice has made me realize like I knew, but now I really know how funny she is. The way that she leads her life is inspiring and really cool to witness as an adult, being able to kind of create this character based off of her.
Yeah. Talking about therapist, one of the things my therapist told me is like when you become an adult, you experience like I was gonna say I'm paraphrasing because I don't want to get the words wrong, but I'm like she's not listening. I'm sure she's not listening, but so I am gonna paraphrase. But anyway, I'm gonna paraphrase. But she said like when we become adults, we go through there's like a mourning of like a death of how we saw our parents when we were kids, and now we're seeing them as adults. And I think it's like a really unique experience that you get to have to be like continuing to create solo sketches that are from this perspective of this like caricature of each of your parents. I just think that's such a cool way to come from their perspective. I know, again, it's like adjacent, but yeah, I just think it's so fun. And you've shared how like your parents love it and they like send it to their friends. And I just think it's so lovely. Yeah, I just think it's lovely.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
It's so nice. If you were to create like a character based on yourself and like, I don't know, what kind of, I know, scared eyebrows, but if you were to like create one about yourself, what would be some of the odd characteristics or unique parts of you that you would pick up on to like highlight or accentuate in that character?
Gosh. I would definitely, if I were to make fun of myself, I would make fun of, I'm pretty neurotic when it comes to like organization and cleaning and order. And so I would definitely make fun of me for that. I would deserve it too. And like probably something about how I never shut up about being a German and Italian. I probably have to make fun of that.
Well, now, I mean, it's like a part of your living.
Well, now I
Part of your
can't,
livelihood.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, you've really built it in there for yourself that like you can't ever stop talking about it.
Yes, I know. I
Yeah.
think once my mom said to me, "Oh, you're really like utilizing stereotypes," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's
Like, yeah.
my whole thing."
Oh, like, thanks, Mom. It's sketch. It's called
It's
parody and
sketch.
satire.
It's satire.
God, it's satire. Oh my goodness. I was just thinking the sketch of German mom on the beach. I've watched it so many times, and I don't know, you doing her voice just made me go back there. That's so funny. I think I think I would emphasize, or I would highlight that in myself. I've already done it here, that like I have to give so much context before the thing so that people feel like they're on the same page with me, but it is actually not helpful because they don't know what I'm talking about yet. So
Right.
I'm doing the thing that I find frustrating, like in the English language where we give all the adjectives and then we give the noun. I'm doing that. I would rather how like in many languages, like in Portuguese or Farsi, where they like give the noun first. Like they say car, pink, big instead of big, pink car. I'm doing that
Right.
I do that. And I don't think it's helpful and I can't stop doing it. Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed it.
Okay,
I feel like it helps with organization, which
we know you.
which
you absolutely
loves.
Absolutely loves. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have just on like the page of like knowing yourself and like I have sort of a heady question for you, okay? And if you want to be like, "Nah, move on. I can't think of this today." You tell me. But I have thought of I know. Oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm giving you context before I give you the fucking question.
I feel like you're kind of padding in preparation. You're kind of being like, it's if you hate this.
Yeah.
I know. I've already prepped you. I know that you are allowed to hate this.
Yes.
You're kind of like protecting yourself from my scathing reviews.
Yeah. But it's disguised as protecting you.
Yes.
But that's kind of sneaky because I think maybe it is more just protecting me.
I feel like the vibe I'm getting is that you want me to know that if I think the question's bad, then you want me to know that you already thought of it.
I already know it's bad.
I already know it's bad.
I already hate this question. And so like if you hate it, it doesn't even hurt my feelings. Yeah, it's like one of those. It's like the people who make fun of themselves before other people can make fun of them.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
No, your questions are amazing.
Oh, this next one's about to be the best question that you've ever been asked in your life. And if you hate it, it's because you're wrong. And you should look into that. Okay,
there you go.
Yeah,
perfect.
Great. Okay, so self-identity. Here we go. Okay. I have spent yeah. Okay. I have spent more time in my adulthood than I care to admit trying to like parse out what is me and what is a product of the cultures that I have been raised in, whether it's like worldviews or beliefs or even like preferences. I'm like, do I like this or have I just been told that I like this? Do I want long hair or do I just want to be liked and I've been told that women who are liked have long hair? Like that, you know what I mean? So I think it's such a unique experience that you have been immersed in so many different cultures growing up. And many of those cultures are quite distinctly different from one another. And so I imagine for you growing up, you would naturally just like notice the differences in those cultures, but also notice where you show up differently in those different situations or where you kind of stay consistent. So my question is, how do you think growing up surrounded by so many different cultures helped you learn about who you, Laura, are versus what the influences are around you?
Right.
Best question you've ever gotten? Yeah, for
huge.
Sure. Actually, no, I'm not asking because I don't care.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's the best question.
I know.
Okay.
No.
What is growing up in different cultures has taught me about myself?
Yeah.
I think overall, something that's sort of shifting, changing lives every couple years has kind of taught me that adaptability and the fact that no matter where we are, at the core of it, I do really believe that we are all like humans and the same. And there are ways in which we can connect with one another that have nothing to do with all of the other stuff that we have on us. I would say that is mainly what I think about when you ask that question. And also, I think it makes sense for the kind of stuff that I make. I tend to like stay away from, or I tend to not do big macro pictured themes like politics or religion in my comedy, because I much prefer the small, tiny, minute human stuff. And I think that started when I first started moving around.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. I'm thinking about, it was a joke that you made in your, I think it was the Sit Up Straight tour that like made me die laughing. What was it? Just because you mentioned religion and you were talking to God as an agnostic, and you were like, God called bisexuality.
Agnosticism is the bisexuality of religion.
Right. That's what it was. Yes.
And I sit here and I'm just telling you that I don't do religion
in
my stuff. But looking back, I definitely have, and I did.
Okay, but it's not right. But I think, and here I am. This is my silly way of outing you, of being like, you're so political.
You're wrong.
No. It was just because you said the word religion, and I found that so funny. But also, even in that, I think you weren't taking the angle of like having a religious stance that is like objective and black and white and whatever. I mean, that wasn't. It was still within like I'm looking at this from like a human perspective and observationally still, I would say. Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah.
Did you grow up feeling like you had like a strong sense of self, or like you knew who you were?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Even though I was, normal levels of insecure, as we all are sometimes. I feel like I'm also a really good speaker on this podcast, and
you're so good.
Speaking really clearly and thoughtfully.
A+.
Thank you.
A++.
I do feel like overall I've always kind of known what I wanted to do, and kind of had a feeling about what I needed to do in order to get to the next step of whatever that is.
I love that. So how did you then decide that you wanted to go on your first in-person comedy tour, like solo show, and tour it around?
Well, before COVID, I did my first solo hour in 2019. And that was because when I was doing sketch at Second City, I wrote a solo piece and realized, oh, wow, I really like performing sketch by myself. And so then I did the first hour in 2019, COVID hit. And then after theater started opening back up again, I thought, well, I'm going to get back to writing my second hour and just perform it here in Toronto at first, and then a couple other cities. And then I went to a few festivals, and then came the third hour, and it kind of went from there. I've always wanted to tour.
What about touring was like so alluring for you?
Seeing what people in different places in different countries would think of the same material and how they would connect to it, and in what ways are they the same and in what ways are they different. That's always really exciting to witness.
It's like your own sort of meta observational experiment on top of, I think that's so interesting, especially when you can go, different cities for sure, but when, you've gone to New Zealand and like Australia and UK, and here, when you can go kind of, I don't know, maybe people would argue that some of those places are similar, but I would argue that they're quite different in their comedy approaches and all the things. So I think that's like so interesting. What are the differences for you when you're writing a sketch for stage versus writing a sketch for on screen or online?
Well, another great question.
Thank you so much.
Screen is pure content only. It's like pure joke. Very little context needs to be written in, because you have the ability to put in, like, on the video, the title of the character or the title of the sketch. So when people scroll, they already know what the whole premise is, because they see it written there, and therefore what they're watching needs to be surprising in that it has to be like the pure content jokes only. And then obviously you get the benefit of the edit, which, as you know, is like a whole other way to insert comedy into the sketch. But for stage, you're stepping out in front of an audience and you have to, well, I like to build the context of the sketch in the sketch itself. So there's a lot more, natural storytelling that goes on. I find that online sketches you're kind of able to tell the joke that you're telling and hit it, a couple times, and then maybe you have one twist and it's to surprise. I find that writing for stage, that twist is almost always a necessity to make an audience collectively surprised in the moment. Every stage sketch, in my opinion, needs to have some sort of twist, some sort of what is the turn here? How are we going to surprise them and keep them interested for, an hour and 15 minutes? Because a sketch online is a minute.
Yeah.
As previously mentioned.
Yeah. Do you find, like, you're talking about this like surprise and this keeping the audience surprised. And I wonder, with touring after COVID now, many of your audience members, I imagine, know these characters already from online. And so they're actually coming in already having heard a ton of jokes, maybe from some of this character's point of view. And so what is it like building a show with that audience in mind, not for that audience, but with them in mind? Is that like a nice shared language that you already have? Are you trying to like raise the bar? How do you approach that?
Yeah, it's the shared language is both amazing and also, as you said, it adds an extra challenge, because writing a completely new sketch, you can kind of take it where you want to take it. But when people come in with the preconceived idea of who a character is, you just have more boundaries and more of a field to play in. But that's also really exciting. I always try to do on stage what a paying audience member who maybe came from my social media would not see on my social media. So I'm always trying to hopefully surprise them and create a unique live experience that I can't do online, which is, the beauty of live performance. But yeah, very exciting to kind of daunting sometimes and exciting to put those characters on stage.
Well, from my own personal opinion, the last I saw before you went on tour the last time, and I was sitting with somebody who hadn't seen your online content, and we were talking about afterwards how incredible, like, you did such an incredible job of it being so entertaining, but also accessible to people who know those characters and people who don't. I think that's actually like quite hard, because I've seen other shows where they were incorporating other characters, and I thought, ooh, if you don't have that basis, you feel kind of left out of the joke almost, if you don't have that reference. But your show did such an incredible job of, like, whether somebody knew your online stuff or not, they were in the know with everybody. And I think that is like such a beautiful way to execute your show. So, like, congrats on that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, when we were making the last one and looking forward at the next ones, it's always a goal to give diehard fans what they want, meet them, but then also allow for the show to be entertaining to someone who's never heard of me, which, there's lots of boyfriends who get brought in to the theater who are like, what is going on? And those are the people who I pick on and talk to. Of course.
Yeah. And ask to write reviews after the show. The only opinion we care about at the end of the day.
So we have to, think of the boyfriends.
We have to think of the boyfriends. And like, truly, like, it is just, I go to like movies that were based on books where I'm like, oh, you failed if somebody didn't read this book. And they have like millions of dollars behind them. And so it truly is, like, I think it is a lot harder than people would give it credit for. And so, yeah, I guess I'm just saying great job again, but it really is. It really is.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. And so when you are performing in these in-person shows and you have these audience members who know you from online, I'm always curious about this. Like, what is it like interacting with strangers who know way more about you than you know about them, or maybe just feel they know a lot more about you than you know about them. I'm sure it's wonderful. And also, I don't know, I might feel like a little nervous. I don't know. What is that experience like?
I would say that at first it was really nerve-wracking too, because I had the feeling of like, what do they want me to be?
Yeah.
Or how would they like me to be? I think one time earlier on, a woman came up to me in the grocery store and said she thought I'd be funnier.
Oh, like that's actually the fear. It's the oh, my hands just got so sweaty.
And I'm
Like,
like, at the grocery store? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Slipping on banana peels and like juggling oranges?
Also, like, we hate those people. People who are putting on a solo show at a grocery store. Sorry,
Right.
no, not the woman. We hate,
Yeah,
like,
we hate, no.
we hate that. No, like, who likes the person who's putting on a solo show at the grocery store?
Right.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a lot of expectation to live up to.
But that's like a drop in the bucket. I mean, I think overall and over the years, it's so, so great to feel like the things that you make have a small impact and like people feel like connected to it in some way. It's amazing. I'm so, so lucky. I mean, my online page is very one-dimensional, just in that it's only comedy, really. I put very little of like my actual personal life into it, aside from what I write in the sketches. So I completely understand like why a response might be, to expect for me to be funnier, just because that's all that they see. It's honestly so, so great.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so, so glad. And yeah, I think it is a nice reminder. It's like everyone's seeing the 1 minute. They're not seeing the 2 hours of of figuring it all out. Like,
Yeah.
but the 2 hours also exists, and that's the full human being. And I'm sure there are days too. I mean, I have these, like, there are days and weeks or months, hopefully not a full year, where like I'm like, I feel so unfunny and also so uninspired. And I actually find that as as I'm doing this for longer, like the more improv I did, the worse this felt. Or like the more acting I do, the more I feel like, oh God, do I suck in many ways. Maybe it's up and down, but like overall. So for you, when you are feeling just truly unfunny or like just completely uninspired, what do you do that allows you to still find the funny in the world around you to like create from it?
Yeah, so relatable. I mean, especially after a period of a lot of work, like a tour or making a show, or there's always a down period where it's like I find it's like almost impossible to even consider writing anything, or because I feel so unfunny and so incapable. It's just, I think, acceptance that it's like the natural way. It's nothing, doesn't mean anything's wrong with you or that you've like quote unquote lost it. Because sometimes I feel that I'm like, oh my gosh, I used to be able to do this and now I can't. But I think it's a reminder of it was always difficult. It's just that the problems are different and that it's always going to be difficult. And what I do, whether it's by choice or just not literally, but like collapse, like just not able to, is I have to take a break. And a break is really the only thing, a true break from work is the only thing that resets. Yeah.
Yeah. What does a break look like for you? Is that like a weekend where you're not talking to anybody? Is that like I'm going on vacation? Is that a day of watching TV and like rotting on the couch? What does that like look like for you?
A true break for me is being able to get to do the daily things that like I know make me feel good, like even cleaning the house or laundry or playing volleyball or seeing my friends. Of course, like my friends save me constantly. Spending time with the people who I care about and disconnecting, like truly, without trying not to think, turning my phone off, trying not to think about what the next thing should be.
And are you pretty, like, do you find that if you commit to doing that, it's pretty easy for you to do that? Or are you ever, like, oh, am I falling behind? Or, oh, I need to do that thing? Or what, like, how easy is it for you to sort of surrender to the break when you commit to doing that?
Not easy. Not almost impossible. Like I'm sitting here being like, it's really important to take a break. And I'm not good at it at all. So that's why I say unless I'm forced to, which literally means like phone off, locked.
Yeah.
Plans and truly deciding, no, I can't write anything, or I can't, even though in my head it's like people are gonna lose interest, or I have to stay on the ball, or but really it's like slap in the face, like, come on, girl.
Yeah.
Relax.
No, I'm always interested what is that about? Because that I feel similarly. Like in the last couple months, I pushed myself way too. I threw my back out. I had to cancel an interview because literally the night before I slipped a disc, but I found out that's not the right verb. So whatever you do to your disc, okay, did something to it.
Sounds right.
It sounds right. It slipped right out. No, but like I heard, and it went rolling down the hallway.
It left your body.
It left my body and it ran away. It was like, if you won't rest, I'll find someone else who will. And it got its own Airbnb. No, but I hurt my back, and it took me truly that, and physically, I had to stop. And thank God my partner is a physiotherapist. And so truly thank God. But no, and then still didn't drop many commitments, only the few that I had to. And then just found that there was a strange pattern of just having crying sessions every morning to my partner for a while, to the point where my friend had to be like, maybe we should take some time off work and just recover a little. And even during that time, I said to my partner, oh, maybe I'll finally beat this video game that I've been this Kirby video game that really is getting the better of me. And my partner was like, don't plan goals. If you feel like beating Kirby, beat Kirby. Stop. You don't need to even be productive with Kirby. Chill.
Yeah.
But it is just so hard to just be to just exist in the moment.
Oh, yeah. And I even find myself asking okay, well then if I'm not writing something or filming or working, what do I do? And what do I like to do? I find myself asking okay, I have a free day. I force myself to have a free day.
Yeah.
What's my hobby? What's my hobby?
Yeah,
what do I do?
Hobbies?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't have hobbies.
I don't have a hobby. I know people are reading, but I'm is that a hobby?
Is that a hobby?
What is a hobby? And is a hobby not something you can then turn into your job?
Etsy. a million. Anytime a friend of mine is doing something that they enjoy, I'm like, you could start a business with that.
You could start a business. That'd be really good.
Because you really need other people to notice what you're doing for it to exist. So maybe you should put something up. No, it truly, I don't know. What do you do when you have a free day? Is there a hobby that you've always wanted to do for absolutely no productive reason? You couldn't use it in a sketch. Truly, there's nothing. Is there anything you'd be interested
in? Hold on. You're going to have a lot of silence to cut out of this part.
And part of me is I think the great part of this is the silence.
The truth, I can pull things out of my ass, but the truth is I really don't know.
Yeah.
It would be amazing if I could play an instrument, but I fear that would really turn into oh, Laura, you're so stupid. You can't play these notes.
I think what's more likely is you would excel at it, and then you would create a character out of it. And then it would become work. But at least you could write off the instrument, in your taxes.
True.
That is a reason to make all your hobbies a part of your job.
That's true.
Actually, okay, I think if I were to do something that truly has no result-based value for me, I think I would want to go watch court cases. You can go sit in the courtroom, I think. And
criminal court?
I don't know if it's just civic. I don't know if
It'd be cool.
That you could.
Family court would be cool, the divorces.
I would want to learn okay, but see, do we want to observe things to then write about them? We need to go to the court cases that we truly have no interest in.
Right.
This is where we've gotten to, though. I can't have interest in my hobby.
Yeah.
So what kind of cases would those be? I don't care if somebody returned their car a little bit late.
Are they in court for this?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so.
I feel like you got to be in court for something.
Yeah, it has to be a bit more substantial than like, yeah, you're not being, this isn't the States. Like it's serious if you're in court.
Right. Yeah.
But I would like to do that.
That seems accessible.
Yeah, I had it bookmarked for a while.
Really? Like
to
for
go
real?
do it. I think it was before COVID. I'm like, why didn't I go? Or I just never gave myself, like, I was like, what's the point in doing that? But I remember there was this, like, there's like a schedule that you can look at. And then it's like the ones that are open to public, and you can go and you can sit there and you can watch a case. I thought it'd be so interesting.
Wow. I wonder who decides whether a court case is public or private.
I know. I feel like it's probably not very nuanced. I would imagine it's just like, here's the type of case, public or not. You know? Or maybe it's like all civic cases are open and all criminal cases are closed. I don't know.
Right. Would you get excited if you got asked for jury duty?
Oh, Laura, it is a dream of mine. It is such, I have my summons letter literally right here on my desk. I got summoned. It was the best day of my life. Yeah. I went in, and Laura, I packed my bag because people were like, I looked on Reddit and they were like, you're probably going to be there for like 10 hours. I brought snacks. I brought my iPad. I had downloaded offline truly 17 hours of stuff. Shows that I don't even watch. I was like, who knows who I'll be in this courtroom?
Wait, question.
Yes.
Are you watching, or these shows you were planning on watching during the court case?
No, during the waiting. Because, yes. No, once the court case had begun, I would be so in. No, this was like, because I heard, so it was jury selection I had to first go into. And I was so ready. And I was going to try and find the happy medium between like, I'm invested and I care, but like, I don't really want to be here.
Right.
Like, I don't really, like, I'm still unbiased. And I went, and my backpack was so heavy, and I had like probably also a lunch bag, and I had my laptop, and I sat there and people were on their phone only. Like, they didn't even have a bag. And I was like, bitch, you're going to regret that.
Rookies.
In 10 hours, you're going to be begging me for a granola bar. And truly 30 minutes in, they came in at like 8:30 a.m. Someone came in and was like, to 200 of us, all right, we don't need anybody. You can all go home. And I was like, sorry. And they said, oh, and by the way, you can't be called into jury selection for the next 3 years. And if you get called in, you have to tell them no. Like, I went up and I said, well, what if we want to? And they were like, no.
You went up and asked.
Yeah.
You're like, I won't be telling them no.
Yeah. I was like, if we want to, like, could we? And he's like, oh, I don't know. You know what he literally said? Hold on. I don't know. No one's ever asked me that. Let me go check. And then he went.
Amanda.
And I stood there like, fuck, you never want to be the first one to ask that
you don't
know.
You want to run out of the room.
I know he saw my big backpack.
Well, he saw you zipping yourself into your sleeping bag.
Oh, it took me so long to pack up. Like 100%. I had camped out for the 30 minutes we were there. And he came back. He's like, no, you're not allowed. And so then I left. And that was it.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. It was such a bummer. But to be honest, I wouldn't want to be on a jury that it was like serious. Like, I don't want to decide whether someone's in jail for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
I don't
you want to be on joke ones.
Yeah. Or I want to be on ones where it's like somebody robbed like corporate. And I'm like, good.
Yeah.
And
good.
I'm that like stubborn one in the room who's like, no.
Your fantasy is being the juror that nobody can convince.
Yeah. Because in my real life, people can convince me 100%. I want to be the stubborn. That's my Libra in me. And I don't know much about astrology, but that's the Libra. It's like, no, I want justice served, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Are you a Libra?
I'm a Libra rising. Hold on, I wrote it. Aries, Sun, Aquarius, Moon, Libra rising. Also on my desk beside my summons.
Okay. Scary.
Yeah.
I don't know what my risings or anything are. Oh. How do I find that out?
Oh, you get a birth chart, and you need the place you were born, the city you were born, and the time you were born.
You do that.
Like, I would love to.
Do we have time for this? Earth.
Yeah, let's do. I was like, I almost said, I can tell you the city.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, where was I born?
So, like, I can't even pronounce. No, I'm not doing that. And you don't need it.
Okay. The time of birth. I actually know this.
I was just, the time you were born off the top of your head? I've had to text my mom probably 7 times. Each time I go and do it. Wow.
I know.
What time were you born?
Like quarter to midnight.
Oh, fun. You're like a New Year's Eve babe. Well, like an Eve baby.
Enter the time of birth using local time. This is really going to be fun for your listeners. Okay, I'm on astro.cafeastrology.com.
That sounds familiar to me. Great. Oh, natal. Yeah. That's it.
Natal.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my gosh. What am I supposed to look for?
You need your sun, you need your moon, and you need your rising.
Okay. Sun, Libra. Then
moon. So your sun is like yourself, like your identity. So Libra.
Okay.
Then moon. What's your moon?
Moon, Virgo.
That is your inner self, your emotions and your instincts.
Okay.
Okay, then you need your rising, which also might be called ascendant. I'm reading this off of Google right now. Ascendant.
Leo.
Which is how other people see you.
Okay.
Leo. I think that's like protective, lion.
I thought you were like lying, protective,
protect lying. A liar. You tend to cheat. Like just all these cheating. Like horrible. Like one of them gets like, you're protective and loving and caring and sweet. And the other one's like, you're a bitch. You're just like, great. I'm obsessed with this stuff and I know nothing about it. And
Me neither.
And I also refuse to learn more. I don't know why I don't learn more.
I think because for moments like this, for being like, let's look it up.
Let's
it's always
learn
fun.
Together. Yeah, let's learn together. Okay, fun. But you knew your son, right? That's like the one you like look up in like J14 magazine. That's like your main one.
Your sign. Yes.
Yes. Libra, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Libra, Virgo, Leo.
Mm-hmm.
LVL. Okay, cute.
LVL.
Oh my God. All right, LVL. Whatever. I'm a little AAL. Okay. Cute. Al. Call you Al and Lovell.
Al,
Lovell. Very cute. Okay. Yeah, everyone go look that up. Learn about yourself. But then also, see, I'll read it and I'm so stubborn towards those things. I'll read them. I'm like, no, I'm not like that. That's not me.
Right.
But maybe it's exactly like me. I don't know. Because then I hear Aries is stubborn. I'm like, that's not me.
Well, and that's what's happening.
That's it. Yeah. That's happening. Okay, I do have to ask you about something that I've wanted to ask you since it happened. Oh, my heart. You opened for Amy Poehler and Tina Fey on their Restless Legs tour. Huh, what a career win. Like I truly, Laura, I don't even know you that well. And when I saw that, I was dying. I was like, it's inappropriate for me to direct message her and say how excited I am for you. Okay, how did that come about? And like, what was it like meeting them?
Oh my gosh. Well, I received an email from my team saying this opportunity was there, and I was coincidentally in New York at the time, not for that reason, but just it happened at the same time. And yeah, I mean, I shat bricks.
Oh,
it was like a crazy email to get, and just like wow, I couldn't believe it. It was like fake. I thought it was fake.
What a horrible prank for somebody to do.
Horrible. And so I said no, and I was like, shut up.
God, yeah. Idiot. No, like, all right, sorry.
No, it was absolutely like bucket list. Like I could retire. I truly like a bucket list. Crossing off bucket lists. How many times am I going to say bucket list?
One more at least, probably.
Bucket list.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah, I have no other words for it. It was really fun. I did, my thing, my best, and I felt great about it. And yeah, it was really fun. And it was really, really nice to meet them.
Yeah. Or were they how you expected them to be? I mean, I have no doubt that they were like incredible, but were they the kind of incredible that you expected, or were they a surprise different kind of incredible?
Oh, they were exactly who you think they are and more. Like they're just so nice, gracious, wonderful, talented, so hardworking. And we know that because we see the work they do, but like to witness them work was like jaw dropping. Like that was like, the best part of it really is just to see these idols, like see them make what they do. And yeah, they're so nice, so welcoming. I just felt so taken care of. It was 10 out of 10.
Oh, was there anything that you saw in how they worked that you felt like, oh, you want to adopt and work in that way as well, or like felt inspired in that way?
I would say the thing that struck me the most was that they too feel about their own work the way you feel about your own work. Like the way they're like working out jokes or figuring things out and like maybe not being quite as satisfied, or like being like there's things we have to improve about that part or like just talking through it and you're like it just really struck me. It's like, oh, that feeling never goes away. Like you could be the most top successful, amazing, accomplished comedian and that feeling never goes away. And it was kind of a really important lesson for me to like witness in that moment to be like, yeah, don't think that one day you'll be like, oh yeah, I figured it out and la la la. Like it's always going to be that up and down. It's always going to be that struggle. Yeah, not that they're struggling, but just that work of it just never ends. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice way to sort of shift your mind in when you are feeling that way to not translate it into like, oh, I guess this is a sign that I suck or I'm not on top of my game or that like this bit isn't working. It's actually like embrace it as like, this is just an inevitable part of the process. This is just a part of it. It's just a sign that I'm doing the thing.
Yeah. And it's also just a sign of the reason they're so good at what they do is because they are continuously working at it. And like you're not going to be satisfied with just being good enough, It's like always trying to reach for the next bar. And I'm like, do you have
I know,
do you still have bars?
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you're people who we would view as like, I think you're at the top bar. I don't think there is a
you're
bar
good.
higher. Like, I don't know if there is. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel like through the careers that they've both had and built for themselves, they could go up on stage during this tour and like literally do nothing and people would be screaming,
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But they don't. They've created an insane show that's so good, so tight, so well written and you're like, yeah, this is why you're good is because you're always like doing this cuz you love it.
Yeah.
And you're doing it cuz you like want to do a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're working on your next tour. You're going to be touring next year again. So what feels different in preparing for your upcoming tour than previously?
A lot feels different this time around. I feel like the last one and any show that I've made before, there was somehow always this sense of like underlying panic or worry. And I'm not saying that that's gone at all because I always feel panicked and scared. But I feel like through the experience of the last one and the things that I learned in many ways the hard way, I'm able to approach this next one with all that knowledge and kind of make changes where I know they need to be made. And there's no way to know unless you go through it. So I feel really like empowered by that knowledge. And there's things that I still don't know that I hope to learn. But yeah, just approaching this next one with a bit more, I know kind of how this process goes for me. And here are the things I'm going to change because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you think of like future and like ultimate dream scenario, what does that look like for you? Is it like almost like a musician where like they're writing an album and then they get to go out and tour and then they get to write an album? Like, is that the dream? Is it your own TV show? Is it, doing characters on like an SNL kind of thing? Is it Second City Main Stage still? Like, what does the dream look like?
Yeah, I think the dream looks like always having live touring as part of my life. And so deciding to go out on tour, being able to write a show and taking it out. And then when I'm not doing that, doing either self-produced or that I'm in other people's work, whether that's online or on television. Hopefully one day my goal is to write a television show. That would be the dream. But yeah, always having touring and then whatever else is happening on the other end of it.
Yeah.
That would be the dream.
Yeah. I feel like that also really feeds into inspiration when you're able to have sort of like, and I mean, they don't have to be super related things, but even if they are, like being able to sort of swing between two things because it's almost like a break from one and then a break from the other, but you're still always getting to do what you love.
Yeah,
Love that for you.
I mean, thank you. Yeah. What about you?
Oh, I would love I really love this project and continuing to have like longer format like conversations with people and just getting to highlight people. Like I think especially in Canada, we just don't always get the spotlight on people in the way that I'm like, everyone should hear about this person, like every single person. And I mean, many, many, many people know about you, but just everyone should know them and also get to know them as human beings a little bit if they want to. So definitely continuing this show and finding like new avenues for it. And then I would love to create my own show. Like I'm an actor and I love performing. I've been in development with the show for a while. That's just been like its own ups and downs of like, it's like a will they, won't they situation. And who
Right.
knows, so you're like, oh my God, yes, maybe we're greenlit. And then nope, never mind. So I would really love maybe just like cathartically to get to make a season of that show even and just like get to but I love collaboratively coming up with stories with people, and I think
Mm-hmm.
I have a ton of strengths in some areas, and I love like pairing up with people who are exceptionally strong in the areas that like I'm not as strong, and then maybe I pair with them and that like maybe vice versa, and just getting to see what comes out of that. So yeah, I think that would be the dream, and like being on a jury, like one jury.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like you could write your jury dreams
Yeah.
in a TV show.
Oh, isn't that why they tell us to be writers? Is just so we can write the parts we want in life and as
Exactly.
actors? Yeah.
My God,
Ugh.
100%.
And you know what? Justice will be served and nobody will be going to jail. But everyone will just get free therapy after. Like it'll be
Right.
truly rehabilitative. Rehabilitative?
Re-
It'll be rehab, you know?
it's rehabby.
It'll be true rehabby for everybody. Okay, so before we end here, I just want to ask you, I ask all my guests, Laura, who is a Canadian artist or what piece of Canadian media is one that you're loving right now?
My husband has turned me on to this podcast that is
Oh.
from the This American Life network, like world universe. And it's called Heavyweight. And it's hosted by this Canadian man named Jonathan Goldstein. And the podcast is about like every episode, he gets somebody on who has something that's weighing on them in their life. So that's like, it could be very recent or, like even from years back. And he attempts to to lift this weight off of them, not just by talking about it, but like by doing it. Like, for example, one of them, this woman was kicked out 15 years prior. Like she had been kicked out of her college sorority for no reason. Like she never found out the reason. And it's always been on her mind through the years. Like, why did they kick me out? And she goes on this podcast and it's an investigative podcast. Well, he will like call the like the people who are in the sorority or to try to actually get the information.
No.
Yeah. It's really, really nice. And every episode you're like, it's just a sweet kind of bite-sized episode where you might get, some resolve at the end because he's actually doing it.
Oh my God. Like what
Yeah.
an amazingly like engaging, but also just like genuine, wonderful mission to just like help people unburden themselves of something that they've been holding on to. Heavyweight. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm literally going to listen to it on my commute. I'm going to a friend's birthday tonight and I'm like, great, I'm going to download that and listen to it on my commute.
You absolutely should.
Wow. Would you ever go on and publicly unburden yourself of something? You do. I'm not asking you what you would, but would you go on and do that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think it's like a great way to almost force you to do it,
Yeah. I think that's what scares me is I think there are some things that I'm holding on to that if I'm really honest, maybe I'm not ready to let go of, but like
Right.
maybe it takes Jonathan.
Yeah, maybe you should call Jonathan up.
What if after this, what if in like 6 months I message you and I'm like, so I just unburdened myself of my resentment for like there was something immediately that came to mind that I would unburden myself of. And I was like, I don't know, that feels really scary. I don't know if I would do it.
I think you should write in.
I should write in.
I'm not even joking. Like, I think it would be very, very cool.
It would terrify me. I have talked a little bit about this publicly, but my parents split up when I was really young. And then my dad married a woman who was my stepmom for 14 years. And then they split up. And I had a stepsister who was like a year older than me. And she was like my sister from like I was 5 till I was like 18. And when they broke up, she never talked to me again. Like, I've never talked to her since I was 18. And I went on Facebook to message her and she had unfriended me. And I just sort of ignore it. But I'm like, maybe that's an unburden.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like something that would definitely eat away, or at least just kind of like be something that you're like, oh, what happened? Like,
Yeah.
what was the reason, you know? Oh my God, that sounds perfect.
What if Jonathan was like, it's kind of boring.
It's not bad enough.
It's, to be honest, it's not very interesting. It's
Yeah.
just not very engaging. Should I start my application with like, listen, I know this is a stupid idea. And if you hate it, I already know that I hate
Context.
it. Yeah.
Context.
I should give a lot of context.
You should. You should.
Yeah, I should. Okay. Well, Laura, this was so fun. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. I so appreciate it. And good luck on your next tour. So exciting.
Oh my God, thank you.
Can't
Thank you
wait.
so much for having me. This was such a
Absolutely.
joy.
Oh, it was my pleasure.